Going on? It is Rob from Crypto Bob, and I was meaning to start this stream when we were right at like 298, 299, and literally within like 2 seconds, ETH just popped from 290, literally like 298.99, all the way up to 304, and now we're sitting above 302. So I am pretty jacked up about us breaking through this 300 mark. Was actually live streaming before to kind of touch on what I thought was going to be the Ethereum breaking through 300, and now we are, finally above that. It looks like we're getting a little bit of pushback now, a little bit of selling. Not sure if this is going to send us back below 300, but should be interesting. Hey David, what's up? Where we got? I was saving this to pour some booze, and I was sitting down straight up about to when it was 298.99, and was about to just flip this on, and I look at GDax and it was 304. So hopefully we're going to stay above 300 here, but even if not, we'll watch it battle back up. But at least we've kind of broken through that barrier for right now. And yeah, I'm gonna pour myself a drink and hope y'all are as well. Now this is a big old bottle of Bullet Rye, which I kind of just cranked through real quick, and a fat ice cube, one of those Amazon molds. So I'm about to have a nice big swig because I think we are in a real nice position at this point in time. Sitting above 300, it looks like we got a little bit of support too at 300, so it should be interesting. I'm just going to take a little bit of time here to kind of chill back and watch where ETH goes in the next 15, 20 minutes or so, and talk with you and celebrate a little bit of this breaking 300, because previously in the last stream, I thought it was going to happen. It didn't happen. I went out, I got dinner, I took a walk, I took a shower, I shaved my shitty beard, and it wasn't really a beard, but shaved, and now I am back before kind of going to bed at a certain point for work tomorrow. But yeah, what is my dollar cost average? I don't have kind of the exact number. Honestly, a lot of the time in which, so I had money in Bitcoin. I had money in, strangely enough, I had a lot of Dogecoin that I literally forgot on a laptop. I straight up forgot they were on a laptop. I had a couple million Dogecoin that were on a laptop. Straight up forgot about it. And then at the time I switched them from Dogecoin to Bitcoin and then transferred them to Ethereum, it was well above 300. So I didn't move it from Dogecoin to fiat, which would have been great, because if I did that, I could have bought ETH at the dip. But I had ETH from, let's say it was 330 up to probably 380, and then when it went down, I just kind of kept buying at the dip. So I think the lowest point I bought was 155 in the recent dip, which was pretty nice to get in at. I didn't get to really get all of the, when it went down to 135, but buying at 150 was pretty sweet. That was good to come in at. Anybody have any? I'm kind of curious what anybody else is thinking from a price standpoint above 300 here. Now I think we broke a little bit of a psychological barrier in the minds of a lot of I think traders and just the market in general. So interested to hear what some people are thinking from a price perspective, and watching too as we continue to get. Kind of what I figured in some senses would happen is, it looks like it is happening, where we broke right through from 298 in that 1 second, literally, to 304, and then it dropped back down to kind of 301 when some people sold a little bit, and now I think we might have potentially a move for a little bit of a sustained run above 300, which would be nice to see. Predictions for the next high. I suck at predictions. I think it's going to go higher. I don't know how much higher. I'm of the mindset Yeah, I'm of the mindset, John, and everybody watching right now too, that ETH's high was 400, 420. Has the technology changed? Yeah, it's actually gotten better. Has adoption changed? Yeah, it's gotten better. So would the all-time high for Ethereum ever, would that be 400? No, I think it's going to go higher than 400. So by that logic, yeah, now would be a good time to invest. I mean, if you're looking at, maybe there's other coins, maybe there's other altcoins or things like that, whatever it might be, that might give you a higher return, maybe in the short term. I have no idea. Certain things have doubled and tripled in a couple of days. Probably not going to happen with ETH at this point, but I think that the previous all-time high or the current all-time high that ETH has had is not going to be the all-time high forever. I think that is going to be eclipsed probably within the next 2 months, 2 to 3 months, would be a timeline that I would expect to be pretty realistic. I think we're going to hit. I quite frankly, I wouldn't doubt anything below. I wouldn't doubt finishing the night above 310. I think it's a possibility. I mean, we're at 304 right now, and it looks like there's not a crazy amount of selling going on the book right now. And yeah, David, I think from BCH, Bitcoin Cash, Bcash, whatever the hell people want to call it. I mean, that was crazy in and of itself. That pump was freaking nuts. But I think money from that is now being brought back into ETH, into Bitcoin as well. I mean, Bitcoin, basically people got free money to invest in Bitcoin, to reinvest in Bitcoin if they wanted to, or to invest in ETH, or to invest in anything else. So, I mean, that's been pretty, I think, actually, regardless of whether or not you think the technology of Bitcoin Cash, or if you politically, whatever you want to say about Bitcoin Cash being legit, people basically got free money to reinvest in cryptocurrency. And I would think psychologically, the majority of people that got free Bitcoin Cash are not people that are going to take that and put it back into fiat currency, whether it's the US dollar or the euro, whatever the hell your local currency is. Most of those people are going to say, hey, I got the Bitcoin Cash. I don't want the Bitcoin Cash. I'm going to throw it on the exchange. By the time they could put it on an exchange, they're flipping that to Bitcoin or to Ethereum or to another altcoin. So I think it's really just opened up more liquidity to the market, to the tune of potentially it was $10 billion at the max, I think, or close to the all-time high, and now it's at maybe 4 or 5 billion. So that's a couple $1 billion going to other coins potentially, which is pretty interesting. And if you are watching this right now and you haven't had a chance yet to subscribe, just kind of doing this for fun tonight, this live stream, and I'm going to continue to do it in the future on certain events that I think are worth kind of watching live in the charts, and seeing what's going on from that perspective. But I am putting out daily videos now. This is a new channel, so trying to work to improve things and make it better, make it more watchable, make my performance on here better. But from this perspective of what you'll get with this channel, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and I'm going to come out with daily videos just talking about what I'm investing in, where kind of my thoughts are at in the marketplace right now. Right now, just kind of off the top, obviously breaking 300, and in general, I mean, I think we're in a bullish trend. I think anybody who's arguing otherwise is silly at this point in time. I mean, Bitcoin is at an all-time high, the market leader. Ethereum has come back from getting clobbered off the all-time high of 400, down to 150, 200, up to 300, and I think has plenty of room to run. From the perspective of most significant upcoming event, I don't know if there's a super significant event that I'm like really looking at. I think it was interesting yesterday. I don't know if you saw the news about HP, Hewlett Packard, but HP Enterprise, whatever it is. They are building I believe it's a private blockchain, or there's a partnership that they have. I think it's with IBM, but HP and I believe it was IBM are building a private blockchain off of the Ethereum, off the Ethereum blockchain, and leveraging a lot of that technology. I know a lot of people are saying, if they're not using the public blockchain, does it really matter? But they did literally mention in an article that they were going to be joining the Enterprise Ethereum Alliance, EEA. I can't pronounce things right now, but they did mention that. So I think, I mean, you're literally looking, there are numerous Fortune 500 companies that are looking at ways to leverage the blockchain, and in a lot of, or leverage blockchain technology. And in a lot of ways, they're not looking necessarily at Bitcoin anymore, because that's more of a currency. They're looking at what ETH can do for them. So that's been pretty interesting. Do I expect a dip before we break 400 to 500 or 400 to 500? Not right now, but I mean, it's possible. And if we do dip, I'll probably buy more. I would think that's kind of my strategy at this point in time, is to buy at the dips. I'm not buying right now because I'm invested as much as I'd really want to be at this point in time. But if we do dip more, I will buy more. And I do have a recurring buy every 2 weeks on Coinbase, so that I'm kind of dollar cost averaging my way into it even further. I basically do, I think, 75% of a buy for Ethereum, 25% for Bitcoin, and then I will move those. And basically, the second those hit my Coinbase, I throw them directly into my Ledger wallet, let that sit, let that chill, and hoping one day that that's going to be either paying off the house or who knows, maybe a retirement. I'm young to be thinking about retirement, but who the hell knows? Maybe retirement. Outside of that, it's been pretty interesting for me just to watch this. But I think, I mean, really, quite frankly, there is a lot of legs here, and I'd love to see too, I mean, what's going on. I'll take a look and see what's happening outside of right here. I'm going to open up Bittrex if you guys give me a second to kind of open that bad boy up. So open up Bittrex and see what's happening there, what some of these altcoins are doing as well. So that should pop open right about now, and we'll take a look at what's happening with some of these, coins from the standpoint of Ethereum, where they're trading at, kind of what I'm looking at as well from some of these. And honestly, a lot of what I'm trading at pairs with ETH. And then also, yeah, David, let's take a look. I guess start off with what's happening with Bitcoin and ETH. And really, I mean, that's the great thing today as well, is obviously Bitcoin's at an all-time high. It's whether or not you love Bitcoin, it's great for the space. I think, the better Bitcoin does, it really tends to bring people up with it, and lends more legitimacy to the space. But, going into that, kind of later at another time, Ethereum is really gaining today from the standpoint of trading not necessarily ETH to fiat, but Bitcoin to ETH, which is excellent. I mean, there was, and David too, going to the 0.1, the next target, I think that'd be really great to see. I know during kind of ETH's bull run, I believe it was all the way up to maybe 0.14, 0.15 at certain points in time, and now that came down. I think there were a few different times I got ETH. I switched out ETH for Bitcoin for ETH at like 0.7, was kind of where it was previously, like all the way down, even below 0.7 was able to get that. So that was good to see. And it's nice that not only is Bitcoin making a run and moving upwards, but Ethereum is outpacing that to the standpoint of 12%. And then even I think more interesting too, if you're really looking for some of these additional kind of opportunities as well, are any of these coins able to keep pace with Ethereum's move? And really right now, for the most part, no. The only one that is actually, and I actually just got into OMG today a little bit. I wanted to earlier, wasn't really where it wanted to be, and I kind of did it reluctantly anyway today. But OMG is really like the only coin at this point in time of sizable market cap that is kept up with ETH's move, which is good for OMG, good for ETH. But even things like NEO, which has been really, really strong the past couple days, has not been able to keep pace. 10x Pay token had a really strong couple of days and has not been able to keep up. And then Status, which is one of my big holdings, has not been doing as well as I'd like. It's down to 0.23, and I think my dollar cost average on my latest trade is about 0.24. So I had Speaking of, if you want to go into greedy and stupid trading, yesterday I had a sell order for a good amount of my status for I want to say about a 15 to 20% gain, and I had it set at 0.0029, and I saw status was running, pulled the sell order, it went above my order, and then just dropped back down like a lead balloon after that. So that's been kind of a constant lesson for me, is to stop getting greedy and stop pulling stuff when you're kind of just set it and forget it. If I'm going to trade, set the order, know what I want to do, and then get out when the timing is right. So that's been pretty cool to see. And then, since we've been in a pretty, I'll go down, just look at the tether so I don't have to jump back to, GDax, but looking at, Bitrex's charts kind of suck, but looking at some of the kind of latest with ETH, it looks like we've dropped back down a little bit to 301. Hopefully we're holding steady there at 300. But overall, really happy, really excited about what's going on. David, what do I like about OMG? I think that from a technical standpoint, it is an existing company. They do have funding from other sources. So prior to the ICO, they participated with 500 startups. They had funding from other venture capital firms, which was good to see that outside of just kind of silly investors like myself, people are actually putting their money behind it. They also had a pretty legit advisory team. I think it's probably one of the last ones, but I know Vitalik is an advisor for OMG. So, he's kind of the boy wonder genius, and anything he does, I think there's money behind, quite frankly. And then Gavin Wood was as well. So, seeing their advisory team is great. And I think just from like a project perspective, I don't know, how familiar you are with like Stripe or Square, but I think that's kind of the ultimate goal there, is trying to be like that payment processor in a lot of respects, and having that crypto flow through, and knowing the type of business that Square and Stripe are able to do. If there is somebody who can replicate that in the crypto space, that could be a multi-billion-dollar company. So that's kind of why I dig OMG. And again, I wish I got in earlier. I didn't do enough research early on to really kind of come to those conclusions. But that's something I bought OMG today. I put it in the ledger, and I'm just going to say I'm not touching it, and I'm going to hopefully add more to my position in the future. If there is a dip, I'd love to see a dip, and I'd buy on that dip. Gollum, I really don't know much about Gollum, quite frankly. It's not something I've done a ton of research on. I have pretty limited knowledge, so for me to give you anything, it'd really just be BS. So I don't want to BS you on that. And as we're chilling above, looks like the last price. This is Tether here, and again, Bitrex's charts kind of suck in a lot of respects, but let's see if I can just pop over GDax again. I'll pop GDax in one more time here. We'll take a look at that, and then we will likely sign off for the night. But sweet. So looking at GDax, that price chart, we're chilling above 304, looking to push 305, which is, I'm liking it. I really do think, if we could bust through 305, it's not a ton of sell pressure there. If we can bust through 305 tonight, I think 310 is well within reach. And I think there's going to be, it's almost bedtime for me on the East Coast, but it's definitely not bedtime for Asia and a lot of other people out there that I know are pretty active crypto buyers. So I think this might be a rally with legs. It might be something pretty interesting. And I'm excited to see what happens when I do wake up in the morning. I'm not going to put any types of orders. I'm not going to put any stop limit orders or anything like that. I'm going to let it roll. I'm seeing what happens. I'm going to wake up and kind of see where things go. As far as game, not too familiar with game, quite frankly. Not too familiar with that one either. Gollum is a big one. I just haven't done a ton of research to really give you a definitive yes or no. Looks like we just broke 305. So that deserves another swig of whiskey. And potentially not much sell pressure up to 306 So if we can pop through that, that could be something where we might have a little bit of a sustained run to 310 or so. As I'm watching this, just a quick reminder again, if you haven't subscribed yet, throw me a subscription on YouTube. Hit the like button. That would be really awesome. Would really appreciate it. And again, too, I'm going to be doing daily videos here. Tomorrow, I'm going to record one in the morning after all this stuff goes down tonight. If you have any questions, too, I would love if you have a topic idea or if you have anything from that perspective that you'd like me to cover tomorrow during the video. Yeah, Jesse, FOMO. FOMO is real. FOMO is real. Luckily, I didn't miss out. I'm all in. We're watching it. We're all in. Let's break 306. Let's hit 310, and let's see what happens. But yeah, it looks like we got. Let's zoom in here a little bit. See what's up with the chart. Maybe I need better contacts, but it looks like maybe a 800 sell wall at 306. I think if we could pop through that, 310 is well within reach. And I mean, if I'm not. I know, maybe if you are day trading, you're just trying to take profits now. I'm not trying to take profits. I think this is going to be an interesting one to kind of watch through and see where this ends up. And I know, again, in the last stream, somebody was mentioning 330 is really another main point of resistance of, what is, really what's going on. So I'm excited about that. Yeah, David, my screen right now, I'm on my work laptop, and it's like I can't see shit. But outside of that, yeah, too. I mean, hopefully, let's stick around and watch us break through 306 here. Yep, it's happening. Let's go. And then, yeah, I'll talk about some topics for. There we go. There's 306, and we'll talk about some topics for tomorrow. And again, I think tomorrow is really going to be the subject of discussion is when I wake up, is this holding? Are we still above 300? Where's that rally at? From Ethereum's perspective, where is things from? I'll scroll up here a little bit. We could see maybe where are things from Bitcoin's perspective too. Might be interesting to see as well. But yeah, right now I don't want to say I'm overly confident, but I feel like 310 plus is something that within the next couple hours that we could certainly see. So that should be exciting for anybody who has a decent amount of ETH here. And Jesse, yeah, if 320 is the main resistance, then maybe that the three. If you are looking to trade anything, maybe that kind of mark is something where you want to take some profits, maybe like 315 or so. I don't really know. I mean anybody who tells you one way or another, for the most part in crypto, giving you a definitive answer if this is going to happen, they're full of shit. So I am not full of shit. I just am kind of along for the ride and enjoying watching this kind of crazy volatility of what goes on, because this is not what happens in the stock market or the real world. So this is a fun treat for me and kind of crazy little hobby as well. But outside of that, it looks like 307 too. I mean, I'll stick around and see what's going on with 307, where that might be. That could be something that we could potentially pop through real quick if there's a little bit of buy support. If anybody has any questions too, as far as, yeah, David, I completely agree. I mean, I have between a 401k, IRA, and just like the ETFs and things like that on the side. I mean, I have the majority of my holdings in just, I would say, kind of stocks. I mean, for the most part, it's not as much even individual stocks, but mutual funds, ETFs, shit where I'm really looking to get 6 or 8% a year. I mean, if I get 6% a year in the stock market, I'm happy. Obviously, if I get more, then that's fantastic. But I mean, that's kind of, if I get 6 or 8%, I'm ecstatic, and I will retire happy some point in time. Right now, for me, I mean, I'm looking at though with crypto, I'd like to see not 8%. I'd like to see 8x, and there goes 307, and this is why crypto is awesome. I mean, we're above 307 right now. It doesn't look like there's a ton of buy support right now, but it could easily go back down, but it looks like 310 is kind of where we might be able to get to tonight and roll up. David, as far as exchanges go, so I kind of use two exchanges. I use GDax for Bitcoin, Ethereum, and I don't really do Litecoin, but Bitcoin and Ethereum, and then trading between fiat. And then I will take my Ethereum or Bitcoin, and if I want to buy altcoins, I'll go to Bittrex. Bittrex has been pretty good for the most part. I haven't had any problems at all with it. No, knock on wood. Haven't had any problems at all with it. Who the hell knows what's going to happen there? The majority of my stuff I try to keep in cold storage, but there is kind of that trading or the quick action stuff that I want to keep access to. So there we are, ETHBTC over 0.09. That's freaking awesome to see. So that might be room to run as well. I mean, I think there might even be some FOMO on not only on the ETH to fiat right now, but also the ETH to BTC. I think that's something that could be, looks like 308 might be in reach in half a second here. Come on, 308. Shot of whiskey, I'll get it down. See you, David. Thanks for stopping by again. Hope you wake up and it's like 3:30 or something. So, I mean, right now with kind of the way the charts are looking, like I was saying before, I mean, I think 310's pretty conservative on the night. We might get to 310 and might get pushed back, but I'm excited to see how things are looking when I wake up in the morning. And again, tomorrow's video I'm going to record pretty much right when I wake up, and it's going to be about what has happened really the previous night prior, basically between the 8 or so hours. I'm going to wake up probably about 5 a.m. before I go to New York, record a video, publish that in the morning. So if you're not subscribed yet, throw that up so you get that right away in the morning. But this has been pretty damn interesting and pretty fun to watch as well. With that being said, I think I'm probably going to sign off right now. Watch this, relax. I hope you all have a great night or day wherever you're watching this from. Good luck on the gains for everybody. Hope you're holding strong or selling, taking profits, whatever you like to do. Don't fault you for it, but good luck with whatever you're doing. And again, thank you so much for watching. Hit the subscribe button, like this. I really do appreciate you sticking by. Any questions, feel free to comment on any of my videos. And thanks so much for joining me with this new channel. Have a great night, day, wherever you are. Peace.